So beyond having some raw data to look at for your price elasticity of demand, which is not always available, and beyond having some research on your product overall, you might want to also look at how the company prices their product relative to their competitors and how they change the price of their product when they see a cost increase. The more able a company is to shift costs to their customers, the more inelastic demand for their product probably is. If companies are trying not to shift demand to costs onto customers through a price increase, that indicates that demand is more elastic, since they risk losing too many customers by pushing those costs onto them. So those are some other ways that you can use actual data and information to say demand for my product is elastic or demand for my product is inelastic. And now to further support that element, you're going to look at the factors that determine price elasticity of demand. So just like we had determinants of demand and determinants of supply, we also have determinants of price elasticity. So this link will take you to, again, the video from our textbook, but then I've also listed here the determinants. Not all of these will necessarily apply to your product in a really meaningful way. Some might apply more than others into really affecting that price elasticity of demand. So try to hit as many of these as you can in this section to really show your understanding of what determines price elasticity. Availability of substitutes is going to be applicable to almost all of you, whether it's competitors or similar type of products, but different products. So again, with our example of automobiles, public transportation in some ways is a substitute. So whether that's subway system or taxis or buses, those are things that at some level are substitutes for owning an automobile. So those are the things you want to look at for your particular product or service. And any of these that are applicable. Share of budget can, some of you will have products that are very inexpensive relative to someone's annual income, and some of you will be looking at products that are very expensive relative to someone's annual income. So that is something that will be applicable to everybody. The others you might just want to look at on a case-by-case basis and just do your best to discuss each one as it's relevant. And then the very last element in price elasticity of demand, which we didn't actually get to talk to in our chat last night, but I'm happy to talk about here since we ran out of time there. This element really wants you to show your understanding of the relationship between price elasticity of demand and total revenue. So the element itself is titled Assess How Price Elasticity of Demand Impacts the Firm's Pricing Decisions. So of course, a firm, one of their main goals in a profit-making firm is to make a profit. So they need to understand how increasing or decreasing the price of their product is going to affect their revenue. And then from there, how it's going to affect their overall profit. So revenue is just one piece of profit, of course. We also have to take into account costs. But this relationship between revenue and price elasticity is the first step in seeing how firms are going to make their decisions when it comes to profit down the line. So the video is here for you guys to review. Again, this is from our textbook. So if you just need a refresher on this concept and the relationship between price elasticity and demand and revenue, this is where I would send you. Go there first so you can understand, okay, well, when demand is elastic and the price is increased, how does that affect total revenue? When demand is inelastic and there's a price increase, how does that affect total revenue? And then you can look at the same thing for a price decrease. So we don't necessarily think about price decreases, but they're really common. So if your good maybe often goes on sale, that's a price decrease. So why would your firm make that kind of pricing decision? This is going to help you explain this relationship. So if you can take an instance like that and use this concept to explain that your company's decision in doing that, you'll show to your instructor that you understand this. So try to find some instances of that. If you don't have a particular instance of a price change, you can talk about it more theoretically. What would my company do if? or based on the price elasticity of demand that you've already described in the previous two elements. So doing all of these things will show to your instructor that you understand the concepts of supply, demand, and price elasticity and how they apply to your firm and the market that your firm operates in. If you have any questions, feel free to ask your instructor. They can help walk you through any parts of this milestone, and they can also help you if you need help interpreting your company's annual report. Good luck.